and I'm not ready to retire. So, I don't know, what else was I? Training. I love to make auditors. We're going to have this meeting and TR thing. Just doing the training is an exhilarating experience. 8.0 on the tone scale. Let me just see if I may, who's a class auditor that's auditing currently? Okay, well, we should validate them. I was just talking to someone, and I know the problem with training, getting people to training, because the scene is, if I have money, I want to get audited. And if I'm going to have to go somewhere and spend money and blah, 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 I can't do both, or time-wise. And something needs to be worked out to make it, and I think I have figured this out, where someone who has a practice can continue auditing, get a part-time supervisor and train people for a little money. I believe it can be done. That letter that was written is, for me, true. I'm not going to ask anybody here who voted for the current president, because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But we have to, as a group, take a more hand-determined view of the future of this planet. Now, if you think that you're going to leave here this lifetime and not come back, that is a remote possibility. And I believe that you should start, when you leave this conference or in this conference, about training. And I'm totally available to talk on the phone, email, Skype to anybody. Because I'm telling you, be selfish. Be selfish. And take the viewpoint that for your own survival you need to get trained. You need to understand the extraordinariness of why the tech works. And again, there's people who are available. Ray Robles, where is he? There he is. There's a person, you know, he trains and he loves it, and sometimes you hear people talking about, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Sometimes you hear people in the free zone like, well, he's not doing the thing right. Okay. Or, hey, he needs to be trained up, this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Well, the free zone isn't perfect. That's for sure. But I'll tell you something, by and large, the vast majority of people in the free zone who are delivering services care. They do. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask me? Wow, this is like this will go down as the all-knowing convention. Yes, sir, back there, my comrade.
I would like to have how you permeated the whole group with such affinity that everybody just thought something was going to fly.
I'm just being me.
Yes, sir.
That's right. As my wife said, and by the way, this is going to surprise my wife, but I'm after 25 years, I'm still madly in love with this woman. She's the first OT I've known. And honey, I love you a lot. Before I go, I did have some wonderful experiences with Ron. I did submissions for him. I swear to you, I didn't know what I was going to talk about here today. I still don't. But I look back on the various connections with Ron. See, I don't say I knew Ron. I know Ron. One time I was in Denmark, and me and this other guy, I was in charge of a mission to get book sales going in Denmark. The statue crashed. And LRH used to write notes, and you used to study this folder, and they called it, you'd be fired off. It means you'd be taken to the airport, and you'd fly there, and you walk in, you got, I'm here on mission, boom, boom, and that was the Sea Org. And so there weren't many book sales happening, and when there are not a lot of book sales, LRH doesn't get his royalties. And I don't see anything wrong with this. LRH liked his royalties. So I came back after, I was supposed to be there 3 weeks. I was there for like 6 weeks. They said, no, you got to stay. You're doing a great job. No, you got to stay. And I went back to the ship after about 7 weeks, only for a visit. And I was treated like a VIP by the LRH PRO host. You know, Scientology used to come get auditing on the ship. And David Mail CS'd them. And they'd come on the ship, and this guy, Wally Burgess, would say, hi, I'm Wally Burgess. I'm going to take you to dinner and all this, all that. I came back, and I was getting VIP treatment. And I stayed there on the ship for about 2-3 days, and then I had to go back to Denmark, Copenhagen. And while I was there, I was walking up in the ship, and Ron was right down from his office with a messenger, and he had graphs. And I, coincidentally, walked through the door, and there he was. He went like this. And when LRH went like this, you went and he said, see this? And it was the gross income graph that he happened to have. Again, it might be a coincidence. And he was talking to the messenger, Commodore's messenger, about it, and he held it up for me. He said, see this? You did this. You get it very well done. And he held the graph and he went like that. And I went like that. Because I was a little dumbstruck. And he used to go off the ship and come back on the ship. One time I was walking and down the ship and on one of the decks, and he had just come from, he liked his motorcycle. Loved it. And he was walking this way, and he stopped. When he stopped, like 5 girls behind, you know, little mini, everybody stopped. And he said, are you winning? That's all he said. Are you winning? And from that moment forward, I was. He said, okay. I said, yes, sir. And he said, okay, and walked on. Another time he went out, he came on the ship. I was just standing on the rail of the ship. And I had this somatic that he was CSing for me. And he walked and he stopped. And here's his entourage and him. And he says, how's the gut? I go, it's better. He says, let me tell you something. Here's what we used to do back on the track. We take the body and we jack up the body. Leave the Thetan there. We move the body, give the Thetan a new body, jack it back down. That's how we handled that. I said, wow, that's great. And the girls, and he's laughing. When he laughs, everybody laughs. If he's not laughing, nobody's laughing, let me tell you. Extraordinary. You know, if he had just donated Book 1 to us, to this planet, universe. If he had just said, here's something that'll make your day better. It's called Flying 6 Roots. Try it out. You might like it.